This is Morning Vibes. Welcome back to the channel, guys. As I said, I'll be doing message to, and this is a message to my sister, Den. So if you know anything about me, you'd have known my sister, Den. Wow. My sister is so important to me and my development and my life overall. My sister helped me in many ways. The most, if I could say, I see my sister as my second mother, so to speak. She has always been there for me. Even up to now, she's still a person who I look to when it comes to certain things. And she's such an important person to me, as I say, a second mother for sure. And growing up, I remember, observing my sister. I probably need to have a conversation with her, like me and her sit down and have a serious conversation about certain things. And kind of pick her brain, especially with the loss of her father. I think it was around 15. She was around 15 when I was around 2, and kind of get an understanding of what she was going through at that time. But let me kind of walk you through why my sister is so important to me. I remember growing up as a young person, as a child, so to speak, and my sister was always there. I was always behind my sister, like people usually call me sister boy. As a matter of fact, they have persons who think my sister is actually my mother because I was so with her and always with her. So let me give you a kind of synopsis of why my sister is so important to me. So my sister, as I say, I was always with her, always following her. Once I started to become of age, probably like 10, 11, 12 thereabout, I was always behind my sister. My sister is actually a teacher, and she taught me a lot of things, but just somehow I don't know, I just wasn't interested in school. But when I was about 15 or 16, my sister got a house in Portmore. She bought a house in Portmore, and I think when I became probably like about 18, 19, then we moved to that house. So me and my sister moved to that house. It was just a quad at the time, which is a 1-bedroom with kitchen and bathroom, and we lived there. And while we were living there, I think we were living there at the time when it was building. She was adding on rooms and stuff like that, and it was me and her. I was there most time because at that age I wasn't working or anything. I remember being, I wouldn't say unintelligent, but I wasn't really into school. I don't know why. I wasn't a school person. But I remember back then, I started to read books because I said my sister is a teacher. Started to read books. I started to learn. One of the things about my sister is that my sister is not pressuring. So, I'm 18, 19, and my sister up to this day has never really pressured me to go and do anything. And that gave me the breathing room, or it facilitated me to not have to rush into anything. And I have a lot of my success, a lot of the stuff that I've done, a lot of the stuff that I've accomplished to my effort, but mostly to my sister, because if she never facilitated me in a certain way, I wouldn't have taken the time to learn the stuff that I learned. I wouldn't have taken the time to just do what I wanted to do, so to speak, And for that, I have to give my sister a whole heap of thanks. As I said, this is about giving persons their flowers while they're here and not as I read. So I have a whole heap of respect for my sister, a whole heap of thanks for my sister. My sister is like my second mother. I was always, if anybody know me from back then, they can say that my sister, I was always with her. Always. Like every day, constantly. Most of the persons them in Portmore, if I don't tell them that is my sister, they're like, oh, your mother. People usually always say that, oh, your mother. You know me see your mother? I'm like, bro, it's my sister, you know what I mean? Oh, yo, I thought it was your mother. So that is how important my sister is to me overall. Super important. I remember I usually have a lot of anxiety and stress about, what if something happened to my sister? In Jamaica, because of the violence and stuff like that, you're constantly wondering these things, you know what I mean? What if a boy do something to my sister, you know what I mean? Like, what that would have made me, what would I do? And I usually have that issue growing up, thinking about the whole process. Gladly my sister is alright, you know what I mean? And I've come of age, which I kind of don't concern myself with a lot of anxiety stuff, because I've reached the maturity whereas I know I'm not in control of these things. So spending time and thinking about them, I would say, it's not that it don't cross my mind, but I don't give it a lot of energy, so to speak, because I can't control it. My sister, I love my sister so much. It's ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, when I think about my sister, all I can think about is joy and, love and all the experience, you know what I mean? Being there, me and her in the house, building up the house and all of that, the stress what the house come with, me being there, having my own room. Because at that point, when I was 18, that was the first time I'm having my own room. And, she facilitated me learning the first laptop that I started to work on. She basically got a laptop and I started to work on it. She facilitated my photography journey. And the thing about it is that even when my photography journey did reach a certain level and I was making a lot of money, my sister never really pressured me for money or anything. And even with the transition out of that, the world tour and all of these things, my sister has never pressured me. Even up to today, my sister has never pressured me. And because of that, when it comes to my sister, like, I would drop anything. Like, if my sister asked me to do something for her, because when I was going through all of this and I was experiencing all of this and I was doing all of this, my sister has never pressured me. Now, if my sister asks me to do something for her, anything, once it's in my power, it's done. You know what I mean? Once it's in my power, it is done. No question asked. She just need to ask for it. Once I can do it, it's done. You don't need to explain. I don't need an explanation from her, So, yeah, as I say, I love my sister dearly, like, then, I make you know straight, you know what I mean? I really appreciated all that you have done, you know what I mean? Fostering the growth of me. And I really, really appreciate it and I love you. My sister, you know what I mean? Then. And yeah, like, it's a joy, And as I said, this message too is something that is close to my heart, because as I mentioned earlier, I want to give the persons their flowers and make them know how much I appreciate them while they're here, while they can listen this, while they can watch this, so they can understand where I am at, mentally, and how I feel about them, as opposed to the rate, which is what I realize that people tend to want to give people. I am not interested in that. I want to make the person know that I care about them and I love them. And that is what this, mini series inside of Morning Vibes is, giving thanks. And you should also give thanks, or tell your persons or your parents or your brothers or your sisters that you love them, Show them the appreciation from now, because you don't know when we're going to lose them or when they're going to lose you. So it's better to say it now, right now, And yeah, then Mad love for you, you know what I mean? Mad respect. Thanks for facilitating and fostering the growth of Shango, you know? Bless up yourself. This is Morning Vibes. I'm Shango. See you another morning.